And now we've been through a lot, holding hands while screaming at each other. And I don't know how to start, but I still love you like I do.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have yet another motivating get it all done with me. First things first, getting a quick HIIT workout in this morning. This is only about 25 minutes I did, and then we're going to prep for dinner because the chicken that I'm cooking for dinner needs marinating, so we're going to do that so that can have all day to marinate till this afternoon. So very simple ingredients here. It said 2 chicken breasts, but I'm just using 2 in this little one here, so I'm just patting it dry. They say to pat it dry with a paper towel because it'll absorb the marinade better. Now this marinade I'm making here for the chicken breasts is from that I Heart Nap Time, that woman online. She has so many great looking and sounding recipes. Now that's also from when I made the breakfast oat cookies that were just amazing. I love them. I'm definitely going to do them again. So yeah, I'll leave the link to this recipe in the description box anyway. But yeah, I highly recommend the recipes, and yeah, try them out for yourself. And if you do try them, let me know what your thoughts were on it. So it says to store this at least like 8 hours, even longer would be better, so that's why I'm doing it just first thing in the morning, and I'll just leave it in the fridge till this afternoon.
Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Dance on the beat. I don't want no excuses. You keep me feeling so clueless.
A few videos ago I posted how I organise my home, spaces in my home, so if you haven't seen that, I'll link it up the top corner here as well. But yeah, you'll find that on my channel, and that's very inspiring if you want to organise a space in your home but sort of need the inspiration, motivation to get in and get it organised. That's a great one. I highly recommend you head over and watch that one after you finish watching this video. Now I'm just going to give my walk-in robe here a good vacuum, and the skirting boards were terribly dusty, so I'm just giving that a good clean today. This is not something I do as often as I should. I mean, it's away from everything else, you don't really see it as much, but it's still a job that we have to do, so today I'm getting it done. Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes, swinging down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute, yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here, make everything disappear? Keep playing my favorite song, but you're all... What sort of person would you say you are? Like, are you a shoe person, really into shoes or handbags or jewellery? Yeah, I don't really consider myself either. Like, I'm not a big shoe person, and I'm definitely not a huge handbag person. The only thing I really love is activewear, tights and crop tops and things like that. So I don't know if that counts, but yeah, just leave me a comment with what sort of person you would say you were. Why don't we all calm down? Why don't we all calm down? On and on it goes, round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes, swinging down in life, you know. Now just on to doing a pickup of Harper's Playroom and a quick vacuum. Now
there's something about this room. I don't mind to be in here. It's just got a certain feel, so I don't mind to have to come in here and tidy up her things. But of course, when she's at that age, I will be encouraging her to pick up, obviously, after herself, because I think that's very important. But at the same time, yeah, I don't mind for now being in here, giving it a pick up. I just want to thank everybody for all your support, your continual support, for all the comments that you leave me, the lovely comments. And yeah, I'm just so very grateful for each and every one of you. You just, when I see your comments or, you know, a new subscriber, it just gives me that, yeah, even though I just love YouTube, as you would have seen if you watched my how I started YouTube and why I started. I'm sure you could have just saw how much I'm enjoying it and how much I love it. But yeah, just all of you just give me that hope, like that push to keep going at it. Because I mean, obviously, if you do it yourself, I'm sure there's, you know, those days when you just think, what am I doing? But yeah, but then I see, like I said, your comments and all, and then I just think, yeah, I'm so grateful. I just had to show you this little toy car here. This was my dad's when he was a little boy, so I just thought that was really special. He gave a few of those to Bentley. So I'm just moving on to, Bentley had these toys here and this sort of hamper, and obviously his very important things that I knew were important to him, they're all in his room, and nobody, that they're his things. So, but these were bits and pieces that, sort of just for if a child come over or whatnot, but it did need a sort of declutter and sort through. And I had some baskets there in the cupboard there, the cane boxes, so I decided to put some things in them to utilise them boxes a bit better. And would you believe it, these aren't all the monster trucks. He's got more in his bedroom as well. He just loved the monster trucks, like every little boy, I suppose, and the sort of sharks and snakes and toy things like that. He went through all these different phases, and obviously the motorbikes, that was his favourite.
I just wanna let you know, and I ain't playing no games, baby, you won't change. I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my call.
Now Harper's playroom here is pretty well how I set out what I envisioned. However, there's just one little thing that I'm hoping Kelvin and I will do in a few weeks' time, and I'm going to film that little project too. Just also if anybody else is interested in doing it in their child's bedroom or perhaps a playroom like what we're doing. So yeah, just to sort of share that and again inspire.
I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling.
Now this isn't something I ever really gave much thought into, but my husband was emptying the dishwasher the other day, and he said, do you empty them from the bottom drawer first? And I said, well no, I go from, the cutlery drawer at the top and then down that way to the bottom drawer. And he said, well, the stuff in the bottom is going to get wet from the stuff on the second drawer. And I guess I never really thought of it like that, because the dishes are still slightly wet when they've been washed and dried in the dishwasher anyway, so it's not something that I guess ever really affected the dishes in the bottom drawer because they're already wet. But how do you do it? Do you take it from the bottom and up the top, like empty the dishwasher from the bottom drawer up, or like me from the top down? Yeah, I just thought that's that would be a good point, I guess, if the dishwasher dried the dishes properly.
Guess I never should have let you in so close to my body, my body, my body.
Now onto the cooktop. I'm just using my usual pink stuff cleanser just to give it that full deep clean. And then I saw my good friend here on YouTube and Instagram, Hayley, she used a few drops of lemon essential oil on her stovetop just to give it that shine, and I tell you, it works. It just shines it up so beautifully. So thanks very much, Hayley, for that little hack. I had never honestly heard of that before I seen it in one of Hayley's videos, so I just thought that was genius. And it also gives off that beautiful fresh lemon scent in your kitchen as well, so yeah, love that.
My body, my body. To my body, I should've known. Just because you spent the night doesn't mean you want me. I should've known not to let my guard down so damn fast before even knowing where we're really at. Guess I never should've let you in so close to my body, my body, my body.
Now this is definitely something I don't do all the time. I'm just putting the, I don't know what you even want to call them, there's racks from the top of the cooktop just in some hot soapy water and just giving them a clean that way, because obviously, as you would have seen, they had a lot of oil splatters and stuff over them. So, but other than putting them in here every so often, I just give them a wipe down with my sponge before I put them back on top of the cooktop. If you have a stove like this, I'd love to know how you clean them like this. Is it how I'm sort of doing it, or is there another way? Because yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't do it all the time, so it's not that big a job the times that I do it.
So fly, you got me like my, my, my. You got me like my, my, my. You got me like there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like my, my, my. Like oh my God, this time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like.
Now I'm going all out today in today's Get It All Done, and I'm also deep cleaning my sink here, just again with the pink stuff cream cleanser. And then every so often, now I can't remember the last time I did this, it's just something when I think about it I'll do it, I'm just freshening up my drains with some lemon here. These are just used lemons. I keep a batch in my freezer because I also clean out my Thermomix bowl with lemons as well. So, and I just sit them on top of the drain, sprinkle some bicarb soda over that, and then pour some boiling hot water down it. So yeah, this is just what I've always done. I mean, there's lots of things you could do, but this is just something I find best and that's easy to do and very obviously inexpensive.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road.
Now, I would love to know, when it comes to using your dishwasher, do you rinse your plates and cutlery and everything before you place it in the dishwasher? I was watching a YouTube video a few weeks ago and it was all like about hacks that you might know about your dishwasher. Anyway, and she sort of said not to rinse the dishes, to put them in, you know, obviously scrape off as much food as you can off the plates, but yeah, not to rinse them beforehand, as it makes your dishwasher have to work harder or something like that. So anyway, and after I watched that, because we've always rinsed our dishes before placing them in the dishwasher, and so we did this for a while, not rinse them, and I found the filter in the bottom of the dishwasher just becomes so filthy so quickly. So yeah, I've swiped that and we're back to rinsing the dishes because it's not worth it to me to have to take out that filter in the dishwasher as often as I was to clean it.
If I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my...
Now here I'm just topping up my thieves. It was running a bit low, so I just usually use a capful of thieves and a few drops of lemon essential oil in this one. This time I am in this brown bottle here, and then I normally just put tap water in it, but I was talking to a girlfriend the other week back and she said, no, I think you meant to use sort of distilled water. So I just picked up this demineralised water at my local grocery store. Now, I'm not sure if it's the same thing. I'm guessing it is, but yeah, so I've just been using that since she sort of told me that.
Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Understand it, maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby. I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego, you're underneath.
At the time I'm recording these voiceovers, I picked up from Spotlight, a little shop we have here in Australia that sort of sells crafty stuff. I picked up myself a Cricut machine. I'm so excited. I haven't yet obviously used it. I have to get myself some vinyl and some transfer tape because unfortunately it doesn't come with these bits and pieces that you need to make the labels. Now, I primarily bought this Cricut machine to make my own labels, and I'm going to, hopefully, I think at the end of this year, I'm going to organise my sister's pantry for her, and I'm so super excited because, as you know, I love organisation, so I'm very excited for that, and I'm also obviously going to film it. So yeah, that's very exciting. But yeah, and I also thought I can use my Cricut machine to make her labels for her pantry. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm so super excited. My mum was going to get it for me for my birthday, God love her, and I said no, we'll just go halves in it. So I've got her to agree on that. She can be a very stubborn woman. I love you, Mum. But yeah, I got her to agree on that. So I'm so excited. So stay tuned for that, because of course, you know, I'm going to show it over on my Instagram and things, the bits and pieces that I make with my machine.
Here he goes, with his humble lack and everlasting ego. Someone hurt your feelings not that long ago, and every bit of you couldn't face the truth that maybe.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the baking. I love baking and I love making cookie type things. So this is an easy oatmeal cookie recipe, also from I Heart Nap Time. I mentioned this website before, some great recipes on here, and I had to hold Miss Harper through most of this as she hasn't been well. It's been well and truly over a month that Miss Harper hasn't been quite herself. So yeah, I've taken her to the doctors. She's also had a swab taken for COVID that come back negative. So yeah, and then she's got a middle ear infection at the minute. So yeah, poor little darling. But yeah, I've had to hold her, so it's quite difficult, but you got to do what you got to do. But I did try to use my electric hand mixers to beat the butter and the sugars. That was a complete fail. So of course I went to my trusty Thermomix, and that never fails me. So yeah, I just did that part in the Thermomix. These really turned out delicious. Like, I can highly recommend these as well as those other sort of breakfast bally type things I did with the oats as well. Now they're still my all-time favourite so far, but yeah, I'm still just, you know, having a go every week, picking something off that website, and just yeah, really can recommend that website. I'll leave this recipe, the full recipe link to this in the description box below for if you want to try it out.
Out of here, I find it so hard to breathe. 'Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me.
As far as baking goes, if you're into baking, what is something that you enjoy to bake the most? Leave me a comment down below. Now these cookies didn't take long in the oven at all, about 7 to 10 minutes, but watching them very closely, as you can see, a couple of mine started just to go that little bit too far. But yeah, I really recommend keeping your eye on these while they're in the oven.
I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. 'Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me. But now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here.
As I've mentioned in my previous video, that my husband bought me that steam mop from Bunnings, so I used it on the weekend, and it's going to be in next week's Get It All Done. So yeah, it's just so satisfying watching people, you know, vacuum, use a steam mop, things like that. Well, I find it satisfying. So yeah, make sure, if you haven't already, make sure your notification bells tick to all, so you get notified when my videos upload. But I have been trying to upload Monday nights at 10 o'clock and Thursday nights at 10 o'clock, Australian Eastern Standard Time, that is. So in America obviously that'll be different, but in Australia it's 10 p.m. Monday and Thursday nights, so that's going okay so far.
All the things you said just to hurt me, our love just went cold, but I'm still burning. Our love just went cold. Why? I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in when I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more, like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up, but you're taking them down. It's tearing me apart, I can't pretend. Now I have to get over you again. You said it was the last time.
Now on to the dreaded task, well for me anyway, is ironing. As I mentioned before, I do try and iron when there's only a few pieces before it gets to like a big mountain, because then I know I will just put that off every time. So I just find it easier to stay on top of it if I just make a point of getting the iron board out just when, you know, there's 5-6 things, not letting it build up, because you're going to be more than likely put it off every single time you go to do it if there is that huge pile. So that's just a little something that I've always done, and it's worked for me. I know it's either way, it's an effort to get the iron board and the iron out, but once it's out and it's done, I always just feel so much better. And I just wish we could do it as quick as I have made it in this video. Wouldn't that be great? But yeah, so I'm just putting, I did have a little, well, I've had Harper around, as you could see, in her walker, so yeah, you've got to be extra careful. But you know, some days, some weeks, you have those weeks or days where, you know, if you didn't try and get things done with them, you would never get anything done. So you've just got to go for it and pray for the best. Okay, so to go with the marinated chicken breast, I'm just going to serve it with this sheet pan gnocchi, I hope that's how you pronounce it, but I don't have cherry tomatoes. I use them for lunch, not realising, but it wouldn't have been enough anyway. Kelvin doesn't like tomatoes, but I do. But yeah, so 2, well, they say bell peppers because that's American, but here we call them capsicums, and this one looks like it's almost going, so going to use these up. Half a red onion, salt and pepper, pesto, and you can choose to put fresh parmesan and basil on top, but I'm just going with this today. I've got my tray over there, so this will just go in the oven to go with the chicken breast. It looked and sounds really delicious and fresh.
And drama on the TV is full of pain, but we're the good part, the happy ending, unexpected plot twist, we always save me. We're the good part, we never fake it, even if it hurts, we always say it.
I love recipes like this because there's no set, you know, I know there's a recipe for it, obviously, but you know, you don't have to measure everything exactly, and that's what I love. I love to cook like that, not, you know, down to a T exact measurements. So this sort of thing was right up my alley. Just throw it on the pan and go for it. Even with the pesto, I sort of just, as you'll see, I sort of just dolloped it on, like I didn't measure out exact. Like I'm, yeah, as if you know me, you know I'm not a measurer. So it's just too time consuming for me. Probably when I get older and you know, Harper's older and whatever, maybe so, but sometimes you just, you know, to get things done, you've just got to do them whichever way works best. And I don't have hours, you know, in the day to just fiddle muck around with exact measurements. So, but this recipe, if you're like that, I highly recommend this one, because yeah, you don't need to do that, you don't need to be precise, and like I've mentioned before, it's so fresh, even just to look at it, all the colours. Now editing this back, it makes me feel like I want it again. I'll definitely have to get this one out again and do this, because yeah, and Kelvin really liked this too, even though there wasn't like, you know, it wasn't a real meaty dish, and obviously he's a bloke, but he actually really enjoyed this too. So yeah, a great one. If you do give this one a try, leave me a comment and let me know, or you know, over on Instagram, tag me in it, because yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on it.
Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. Like it just like that, kinda like it like that, kinda like it like that. I've been trying my best for a while, trying to please everyone who's around me. I've been putting on a fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't want to be trapped in a box, trying to be like the rest when I'm not. I just wanna go my own way, gonna let the past burn down, cause honestly don't wanna be stuck in boring conversations with you. I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now. 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 I'm on my way now.
Okay, so there's our chicken breast that has been marinating in that mix that we made this morning all day. So I'm just going to place this in the oven, and then after that's been cooking for a while, I'll then place the gnocchi vegetables in the oven to then cook.
Listen to my heart, I'm gonna leave it all behind, find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Now you could even marinate this chicken in the marinade, and even, you know, keep it for a few days in the fridge and have it on for sandwiches or anything for lunches, so that would also be a good idea. But yeah, well, that brings us to the end of today's Get It All Done. I really hope it brought you some motivation and or inspiration, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, leave me your comments down below, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.